Good morning, fellow Academy 55 members. Here we are on Friday, the 26th of April. It's 5 to 9 in the morning here in the UK. A rather dull and drizzly sort of day down here in Cornwall. That's where I live. That's the southwest of the UK. But regardless of that, we're going to be trading the EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame using the Academy 55 strategy and the indicators as trained. So what can we see at the moment? Well, here these lines here are support and resistance lines I drew for myself up earlier on the 4-hourly time frame. This is where price sometimes respects and sometimes breaks, and nothing really to worry about. They're just points of interest for my so I can find out what's happening with the price action. Up here we have lots of imbalance that needs to be filled at some stage. And again, more support and resistance lines and imbalance that needs to be filled down here at some stage on the 4-hourly. So there's good reasons for price to go up and go down, depending on news, events, and whatever. But at the moment, as you can see, we are sort of caught in this sort of zone between these two lines, effectively, and see how price respects the purple line, the EMA. But all in all, we're in sort of buy territory because we're above the EMA line. But we're here waiting for a signal. We just had a buy signal, and I can't act on that, but I can certainly paper trade it with you guys. I can only my own rules as a live trader, as somebody doing it in front of you guys. I can't really take that one now because the time has gone and people are still arriving into the room. So for my rules, I can only take alerts that happen between 9 and 10. But I can certainly paper trade this with you. Like I paper traded that one. That was at 2%. That was at 7:30 this morning. Then we had another 2% at 11 minutes past 8 this morning. And let's see what this one does. So let's get the long tool. And we've got a green trend, green volume ribbon. So price would go somewhere around there. Stop loss would have to be where the red wave meets the green, which is there, which makes your 2 to 1 there. So let's see what happens to that. But for live trading, I can only take a sell now because it goes buy, sell, buy. So that reminds me, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Start up the NT4 and make sure you are on EUR USD on the 1 minute time frame, and they're all important 1% in. You've got your risk to reward in purple, your lock calc in purple, and this button square here in purple in case you need to close all trades for whatever reason. So that's the bit of, and also make sure you've got your Academy 55 indicator on your template there. If you don't know how to do that, Steve has made some excellent training videos for you to watch in the back office. So that's the housekeeping done. And unfortunately, this buy alert has gone past stop loss. We didn't get the volume enough for the buy trade. So unfortunately, that one is null and void. That's a 1% loss. But if you took that one there, in reality, and you've already got your 2% today, you shouldn't have been in that one anyway. And this is a watching brief. As always, all trades I take are for educational purposes only. But now the next alert I can take is a sell alert, because it goes buy, sell, buy. So we're at 9 o'clock now. And the parabolic SAR is above the price. 14 price down, but we have had a large volume now. That's quite a big candle. 29 up to, say big, it's only 3 pips in reality, but it looks big on a 1 minute time frame. But yeah, I can take a sell alert now. We've missed that trade. We've 1% loss if you'd have taken that one. Quite a lot of volume coming in for a buy now. A little bit of news around. But we just have to watch this one play out and see what happens. All right, it's quite a big volume candle because of news. Let's show you the news. Hang on. So this is the, as you can see, this is my FX book, and there's only one bit of high impact news, a Guindos speech. What happens if you press that? Tells you all about the Guindos speech regard. I should imagine. The Euro area. Source, European Central Bank. Right, so I could get into that, I guess, if I had time, but that's nothing to do with our trading today, and I'm having to concentrate on what's going on here. But that's how you, if you want to discover more about news, go there, and then you press on that, and you get all of this, and try and disseminate what you can if you so wish. That's up to yourself. Nice to see so many people on today. Thank you very much for being with me on a Friday morning. Hope you get a bit out of it. But in hindsight, it's rather unfortunate that we were taken out by, in reality, which is 29, less than a pip, because you would have got your 2-to-1, as you can see, quite easily. But it is what it is. Following the rules, always follow the rules. And if you lost one, if you did take that trade and you lost 1%, you can trade one more time today. And if you win your next trade, you will obviously win 2% on that trade, and you'll win 1% overall. And that's your day done. Yeah, rather unfortunate to be taken out for 1 pip, but it's the way it is. Now this line here could very well act as support now. Got a little bit of volume going past it, but notice the body of the candles come back to this line. This line here could act as support, so a further buy may ensue, which is unfortunate for us, because it means I can't take any trade until we get a sell. But as you know, if you've been following me for a long while, lots of things can happen. So although we got nice thick volume, but just as much volume coming down, when they have sometimes what happens when we have a bit of volume from a news item, the news pushes the volume up, and then sometimes what happens is the price will come down to around about 50%, and then it'll decide what it wants to do, whether it wants to carry on down or push up again. And in most cases, it pushes up again, especially if it's big news, possibly going into these areas here. So we would, that's a scenario that could happen. But usually when you have a news item that lasts for, well, in this case, 3 minutes, in effect, 3 candles, goes down to 50% roughly, and then shoots up again. But we'll see with interest what happens, because we can't get into any trade until we have a sell alert. And indeed, as soon as I said that, a sell alert is just flashed on the screen and off again. But we still got a green trend line. Paramount SAR is below price, green wave, green volume ribbon. But I think I'll put it over to MT4 now, just to see. Could be coming down to meet this EMA, purple EMA line again before shooting off back again. We will see, because we've got imbalance areas here now that needs to be filled. I think I'll put it on back on trading view, because we can see quite a lot more. We know we're near a trade yet, unfortunately, and the sell has painted and then repainted, and then now it's gone. Obviously, because of the buy activity there. So how's your week been? Please write posts for us in the Facebook group. We'd love to see how your week's been doing, whether it's been good, bad, indifferent. Please share what you can, what you feel you can, with the rest of the Academy 55 members, because they're all probably going through the same as you are, and it's nice to sort of get a bit of a feeling that you're not alone with this trading lot, because trading can be incredibly lonely, and that plays with your mind sometimes, feeling you're the only one going through all these little bits of pits and trough and anxieties. The longer you do this, and the longer you use the Academy 55 indicators as strategy, your anxiety should lessen and lessen all the time, because basically you're developing a little bit more confidence in what you're doing. It's like riding a bike, you know. You need stabilizers, and after a while, you know, why did I need those stabilizers? Well, then you after a while you're gaining experience. But in the first few weeks, it can feel a bit lonely. So if you do write posts on the Facebook group, if you want to, that is, it will inspire a lot of people and make them think it's not so lonely after all, this trading lark, because other people are going through same sorts of scenarios. But so indeed, it did come down to over halfway and then shoot back up again, which is no help to us at the moment if we want to have a trade. But, you know, we let things come to us. We don't go chasing. And that's the idea of the Academy 55. We don't chase trades. Trades come to us. We see red, 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 we sell. We see green, 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 we buy. But unfortunately, like I say, we had a little bit of a fake out, what they call, and would have taken you out by less than a pip. But hey, that's the way it is. It's only 1% loss, which can easily be gained back. And by the way, thanks for everybody who was on the webinar last night. Asked me anything. Several questions were brought up. I hope you got a lot out of it. The recording is in the Facebook group, so go watch the recording if you were with me live. But now it does seem like this will act as a kind of support, this line here, like it has done over here. That's why I personally draw these lines in. I regard them as like if you're a horse, it's a fence. Sometimes horses refuse fences and then they gamble along the side until they have enough energy to either run away from the fence or they'll get enough energy to go over the fence. But they're only points of interest and nothing to really worry too much about. Just gives me an idea of what price is doing. I've always been fascinated with what price is doing and why it's doing it and trying to work out why it's doing it. But in reality, there's lots of things that happen with price, and there could be either several reasons why it does that, or one reason that you can't really fathom out why it does it. All we're doing really is following the fingerprints of what price is doing and acting accordingly. So we're here waiting for a sell alert. If we ever do get such a thing, let's have a look at this little square, see what it says. Japan's yen hits a fresh 34-year low. Seeing as we're not on the yen, I don't really think that's going to affect us too much. But of course, when you the main forex pairs are the Swiss franc, the euro, British pound, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, the American dollar. What have I missed out? Oh yeah, the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar. Now they're all the main 8 currencies, and if you imagine put them into a pie chart like a pizza basically, and cut them all up, the US slice will be 55% of the pie. So they all add up to 100%. The US dollar would add up to 55%. So as you can see, what happens with the US dollar is very important. Like the old saying, if America catches a cold, sorry, if America sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold. Same in the Forex world, really. So it's very important to understand or take notice of what the dollar is doing because of that pie chart, 55% of it. So if the American dollar increases like to 57, the other the other forex pairs have to shift. So in other words, if the euro had like 10% of the pie, and then but the American dollar did so well, it went up to 57. So a portion of the 10% would come off. The portion of the 10% for the euro would come off. So it might be like 59, only 9% instead of 10%. So it does affect the other currencies. So it's very important to keep an eye on the dollar specifically and what the dollar is doing, because it does affect the other currencies. And if I don't get a trade between now and 10 o'clock, no problem. I'll come back again later on today myself and see if I can get a trade, because I didn't do any of these because I was too busy preparing for today's session, and I would be breaking the rules anyway, because I wouldn't be allowed to trade, because I would have had my 2% there. I'd be happy, walk away for the day, especially being a Friday, and have a nice weekend. So let's put it on the 15-minute time frame a minute, just to see if we got any 15-minute imbalances. All right, this is the highest. See, it's equal distance with the high from. Oh, right, that was at 1:30 yesterday. That would have been a news item. Did that? I remember discussing it yesterday, and see how it's equal high where we are now with that news item from yesterday. So it might react to that and come back down again, because now we've formed a little bit of imbalance here. All right, I'll get this sign out of the way. We formed a little bit of imbalance here on the 15-minute time frame. All this is imbalance, so that needs to be filled at some stage. But we are passing the high part now, so let's see what it looks like on the hourly. Yeah, we're the highest we've been for quite a while. Well, all week actually. So let's go on the 4-hourly. Sorry, you have to excuse all the previous lines I've done. But we've got the sell up here. So indeed, it might be going back to equalize this this big candle here. That's the next. It's now the highest it's been since Thursday the 11th. So that's quite a while. It hasn't been that high since then. So it might indeed be coming back to redress this imbalance that we see here. But we're back onto the minute now. And we're dancing around this area that was formed by the news at 1:30 yesterday. So this might be a significant area for price to study and stay at, and it'll either bounce or break. If it breaks, I suggest it could be very well going into this imbalance area. But if it bounces and comes back down again, to the safe area, to the purple line, we might get ourselves a sell. Being a Friday, they might want to get things ship shape for the weekend. Or I don't know. So, a bit of a consolidation taking place. The way the volume's going, I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks this high here and carries on to at least tap into this imbalance. Time will tell. Regardless of whether we take a trade or not, though, just like pilots have to do so many hours in the air before they become a pilot, this is all adding to your own personal experience watching stuff and seeing what can happen. And because we're only on one currency, in this case the EUR USD, it's you're getting a very good insight to how this actual one currency works, price action wise and stuff like that, because different currencies do act differently. Some are more spikier volatility wise than others. For example, the GBP USD is a little bit more volatile sometimes than the EUR USD. EUR USD has got a smoother action. Whereas some of them have shorter volume actions but more spiky. And they do behave differently over time. But because we're only concentrating on one currency, this was deemed by me the best one to work with Academy 55, the Academy 55 strategy. So that's why we use that. And the fact that you're learning the one currency, when anybody's learning trading with whatever strategy, it's always a good idea to choose one currency and only use one currency as well. When people start trading, they think that it could be the last trade they ever take. I can assure you there will be many opportunities for you to take a trade today if you so wish. If this doesn't happen between now and 10 o'clock, there'll be other opportunities later on in the day, I can assure you that. But when you're new, I always remember it took me a long time to realize that, well, this worked out really well. I've got to take it because I might not get another chance or opportunity. And you get out of that, and you don't need, just be patient. We're paid to wait and wait for the best probabilities. That's what we're doing. And thanks to the Academy 55 indicators, the probabilities are stacked in your favor, i.e. red for a sell, green for a buy. Right, so it's definitely fraternizing with the highs here. Like I said before, if it breaks it, I wouldn't be surprised if price continues on up to this area here to tap into this imbalance. but one never knows for certain. Yeah, it's breaking, it's forming new higher highs. Yes, it is on a mission, isn't it? Be interesting to see what price does it at this area here, where it says 1.07500. This is what we call a psychological level, where sometimes price stalls a little bit and has a rethink. That's because these sort of areas with two zeros at the end, like 500, and also with three zeros at the end, these are psychological levels where price, where bankers and investors think about their trades, whether to carry on, in this case for a buy, or whether to actually say that's enough for me. We'll take some money out, and if they take some money out, obviously we'll see a bit of selling taking place. So these areas are to be looked at. So we do get to this area. Be interesting to see what actually happens. I'd very much like to get a trade in if possible, but it is what it is, and no matter how much I want to get a trade in, if it's not going to happen, it's not like they're listening to me. It's like when you place a trade, that's just to place the trade and then walk away, and whatever happens, happens, because your anxieties don't count for anything. Price will do what it's going to do. But I hope we get a trade in before 10 o'clock, then I can call it a day then. Go walk the dog. But if it doesn't, I will come back later on and study the chart, the news items and stuff like that, and then like Forex Factory, and think, well, don't want to be trading at oh, sorry, that's Wednesday, isn't it? Friday. Yeah, don't want to be trading at 1:30 because of the red flag news situation there. So maybe, 3 o'clock, got red flag news as well. So might decide to come back this evening and do a bit. It depends on your personal circumstances. But at the end of the day, like, if nothing, if I don't fancy it, that's fine. Next week is another week. So where are we? There we go. Back to there. Got imbalances here now. Yeah, so please, yeah, write in the Facebook group how you're getting on with it, and how 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 much if you're enjoying it, the experience and stuff like that, and give us a bit of feedback. That would be really great. Also, of course, we have the WhatsApp group. A lot more posts go into there, I believe. So indeed, I'll put a line there, I think, I'll put a horizontal ray on the 1500 line, just to see what happens on this line if price gets to it. Be interesting to see its effect, if any. Um, but there with that is what we call a psychological level where long-term traders will be looking and seeing, well, I've made enough percentage. I'll close my trade now. And if enough of them do it, obviously that will make price go down and obviously stall the volume, and price could meander along here. Or if they feel that indeed price might be going up to these new higher highs, obviously the volume will be to break that line. But these are what we call psychological levels in trading. Not to be confused with these are actually support and resistance where price is respected in the past. That's why they've been drawn up. We're just over halfway through the session, and hopefully we'll see, but hopefully we might get a sell. But as you can appreciate, the sell's got a long way to go because it's got to break that parallel SAR, and it's got to break the wave, which is down here. So price has got to get back down to here before anything could happen. And in the meantime, we're still climbing. Wake up. I'm only joking. Right, I just noticed, just pointing this out, we got good reasons for price to come down because we have imbalance on this area here. We have imbalance, uh, yeah, just a little bit of imbalance here. So there's reasons for price to come down because these need to be filled at some stage. Whether they want it depends when they want to do that. And also obviously imbalance here. That needs to be filled, that imbalance candle, no sell there, no sell there. So there's good reasons for it to go down, but now we're reaching this level here, and long-term traders will think, well, have I made enough on this? Do I think this is going to go up anymore? Shall I take the money and run? This is what they're thinking to themselves now. If they think they can get a bit more out of it, they will. If not, they'll take the money out, in which case we will see a bit of a sell-off. But we won't know until we get there. Oh, we got there. They might be thinking that price will tap into this imbalance here. And indeed, we're going on a longer run now. I'll just remove that. Oh, a lot of volume coming in. Well, when I say a lot of volume on the minute time frame, because it takes $10 million to move one pip. So you know that's $200 million, $20 million worth going in there. So that's quite, when you think about the bigger picture, that's quite impressive, isn't it? Really. Okay, so we get a parabolic soft flip uh, soon. I will stay on. If not, indeed, we might be getting to these areas here for a longer buy. So there's no point in watching paint dry too long because price has got to go quite a long way down to give me that sell alert to act on with a possible trade. But we've got a bit of a sell going on now. So let's see what happens with this. And if this comes to anything, we'll stay on. If not, well, we'll call it a day there. Ah, right, we've got a parallel soft flip, so it gives me a bit of encouragement to stay on a little while. And indeed, we did reach this sort of area here psychologically where traders might have think, you know what, I'm going to take me money and run. We'll see. Okay, let's have a quick look at the MT4. Put the lines on. Ah, we've got a cell alert just popped up. Obviously, we're not past the wave yet, so we've got a long way to go on this one yet. But we're here ready. And like I say, possibly going down, hopefully, maybe going down into these imbalance areas, reconnected with the purple line. Hopefully, but we'll wait for the green trend line, sorry, the red trend line and the red wave. And price has got to be below that wave anyway. So we're not anywhere near at the minute. And it could be a moment where patience pays because we've been waiting a long time. So for our patients, hopefully we get paid for that and we get a sell alert and things happen, but it is what it is. I think the dog's seen the weather. He's not pestering me because usually around about this time of day he pesters me for a walk. But I think the dog's looked out the window and thought, nah, maybe later. Right. So ain't coming to much, is it? No, it isn't coming to much at all, really. And now we've got imbalance here and it needs to be filled. Oh, I say, oh, I forget I'm on the minute candle. It's hardly nothing really. Less than a pip move. Funny how one gets excited about a pip move. If we break this, yeah, we could be doing something. Let's go back on the MT4. All right. We'll be going down to get this imbalance of that here and hopefully down there and revisiting the purple line. Maybe, hopefully. To get the balance back in the market. Just taking its time to do it. I mean, sometimes things happen on the hour. So we got 9 minutes to go till 10 o'clock. Sometimes it does. Oh, what have we done? Damn, didn't mean to do that. Close. I meant to put the lines on. See, right, okay. So made a wee bit of a mistake there. Trouble is, when you're waiting for so long, sometimes you can get lethargic. Because I can't do anything till the trend line turns red, but that could happen very, very quickly. So in the meantime, I've got my mouse hovering over the cell. Waiting for the trend line to go red. Got a nice red volume ribbon now. The wave has started to turn red, so that's where the stop loss is, where the green wave meets the red wave. And hopefully our patience will pay off. We shall see. Wanting to go down a little bit more. Trend line's gone red now. Just a little bit more. Right, I'm in for a sell. So there we are. I'll mark that up on trading view. Go in there. Stop loss down there. 2-1 there. It's a 2-pip stop loss. How do I know that? Because the two there, from there to there, when you get your short position tool on, read that. So I raise it, it's 2.6. And that's where the green wave meets the red wave. So back on over to MT4. Hopefully we will have a volume to get pushes down to here. It needs to come down to there to fill out that imbalance on that. And I'm hoping that we will be filling out these imbalances down here. But we'll see. Price is going to do what it's going to do, obviously. So I could be staying on a little bit longer with you guys. It's 4 minutes to 10 now. Didn't think nothing was going to happen. And all of a sudden we're in a sell trade. Everybody cross fingers. No, only joking. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you cross your fingers, your toes, whatever you want to do. Price is going to do what it's going to do. Trade what you see, not what you think. So I don't really believe in all that sort of stuff. There's no point. At this time now, I'd be encouraging people to walk away, go and put the kettle on, go and make a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, go and walk the dog, whatever. Um, because it ain't going to make a hill of beans what you feel about this trade. It isn't going to make any difference at all. And at the end of the day, if it loses, you lose 1%. And we trade again later on, maybe today, if you feel like it. And if it wins, we win the 2%. I'll go to 1 minute past 10 with this recording. And hopefully at 10, we might have a bit more of a push volume if we haven't already before that. And then another successful trade. But it is what it is, like I said. It's now coming down equal distance to fill that imbalance. I'm just hoping it's got more of a volume to sort of get down to these levels down here, obviously for our take profit, but we'll see. Mighty close. See, when you're watching a trade, this is the most frustrating bit for me, is when we're near the finish line, so to speak, because we're now in the imbalance area there. And I have seen things shoot right up again. And that really frustrates you because you're only effectively, what, 2 pips away from the finish line. Didn't read the memo, but you know, it is what it is. I'll wait on here till 1 minute past 10. Then I will end transmission, and but hopefully, come on, 10 o'clock we'll have a bit of a push, a bit more of a volume push to reach our take profit, which will be perfect, perfect ending, and our patience would have paid off. 10 o'clock comes, not much volume around, nothing much doing. Come on, just for the last pip, the last pip. So we can end on a successful conclusion, which will be nice. Right, it's 1 minute past 10, guys. I'm sorry, but I mean, we could be going on here for a long time. Anything can happen, really, as you know. But so we're so frustratingly away. Watch out for the screenshot. Come on, just a bit more of a push. I've got to go. Been on an hour and 5 minutes now. Come on, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Come on, come on. I want to celebrate with the guys. Just a final little push, please. Come on, you can do it. Go on. What did I say? Don't get emotional. Well, hey, right, there we go. Patience really paid. We got another 2-1 winner. I was 2 minutes over time. I won't put the overtime bill in. That's fine because I'm pleased we had a successful conclusion after all that waiting around. And I do appreciate you guys waiting with me. That was great. Patience really paid. So thanks very much for being here. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you all next week. Cheers for now. Bye.